But you've mentioned, I talked about the language, and you've mentioned they don't require fluent Italian, for example. And that's a kind of problem I've heard from some people that want to study abroad. People go to study in Russia, in Greece, for example, France usually requires French. But
Yeah, French, yeah.
many of the countries that have less commonly spoken languages, like for example, if you go to Bulgaria, people don't usually expect you to speak Bulgarian. The same applies for
Yeah.
many other countries. So perhaps
Mm-hmm.
France and Germany require French and German, but many countries don't require their own languages. They require only
Yeah.
English. And you can
Yeah.
be too strict, but you can also be too lenient. And what many people have said is that they go, for example, let's say, to a random country. They go to Romania and they don't
Yeah.
speak Romanian, and the requirement is to speak English. And of course, they won't be denied, but no patient speaks English. So they can actually collect history, for example. What was your
Exactly.
experience like in Italy? Did patients speak English? Did
No.
rounds happen in English? How was it?
No. No. People were so nice to me, doctors and students, and the doctors and the students, all of them, they spoke English, but not patients. So rounds and consults and things like that were all in Italian. And then afterwards, they would explain to me what was said. This is not something that made my experience bad or anything like that, but I think I would have had a much richer experience if I spoke Italian. One of the exchange students that was there, he was another Brazilian student as well, and he spoke Italian. So I think for him, the experience was richer, definitely, because he could understand patients and things like that. So yeah, it's very nice. If you can learn the language, if you have time to dedicate yourself to that, I think it's amazing. It's not fundamental if they don't require it, but I think it makes your experience much better. And I actually want to learn Italian. It kind of like triggered something in me being there and stuff and seeing the language in person and being Italian and not speaking it. It makes me so sad and even a little bit ashamed, but I do want to learn, and I think this experience definitely triggered something in me.